The Basque Country is an autonomous region, a place, a culture, where the Basque language is spoken. Strictly speaking, it's an area straddling Spain and France at the western end of the Pyrenees. They've been speaking Basque here long before the first Roman arrived in 65 BC. It is a very old language. How old, like the question of how far back their history goes and where it begins, is not known. The best answer anyone can give you is long, long ago. What did this area, what did this coastline look like back in the 17th century?
So different, right?
So different.
There's more landscape now. The sea went farther into the land.
Maybe some houses like 3 or 4 there, but the other one wasn't there. The church there wasn't there. That was a small church, maybe. In that mountain, houses watching to the sea was impossible.
All the traditional houses were pointed inland.
Yeah. Before the Industrial Revolution, with no heating systems at home,
Right, the wind would come in.
You couldn't
and
afford watching to the sea because the wind and the humidity make it impossible to maintain that kind of living. So every house that has windows to the sea, it means it's not so old. Eduardo Jimenez and his daughter Irati are both acclaimed authors and proud Basque, and they know as much about their history as can be known. Sea barnacles, or percebes, are much loved here. Steamed briefly with a little salt. Simple, like much of Basque cooking. It's delicious. It's very, very good. I love these. And thank you for coming.
How long do you think the Basque people lived in this community? Or does anybody know?
25,000 years.
25,000.
Yeah, we are living here.
So you're talking like Cro-Magnon,
Yes.
all the way back.
All the way back.
And the language from here?
Really don't know. It is the only language in Europe that we know of that doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the languages, that doesn't come from the same place.
And the Basque genetic signature is also seemingly unique. I mean, nobody's finding any relatives in anywhere.
They did this research with people's DNA from this area.
Yeah.
And the conclusion was it's the same people that was living here 25,000 years ago.
So do you believe that? The Basque have always been here, that the language has been influenced by nobody else?
And the mystery, Anthony, is that we are in the way.
Yeah.
In the Iberian Peninsula, you have 2 natural ways, 2 natural paths. One is in the Mediterranean side, and the other one is in the Atlantic side. And we are in the way from the north to the south.
Well, good.
Across this country.
Good negotiators. Good fighters, good negotiators.
Good, no.
You could make the argument that there is no better place to eat in Europe than the city of San Sebastián. There are more Michelin-starred restaurants per capita here than anywhere on Earth. But even the everyday joints are superb. The love of food, the insistence on the very best ingredients is fundamental to the culture and to life here. And it's beautiful. Did I say that? It's a beautiful city.
Es indudable también que yo soy vasco. Y entonces aquí hay una especie de atmósfera gastronómica. Nosotros somos profetas en nuestra tierra. Y además la gente te habla de cocina, vayas a donde vayas. Todo lo solucionamos cocinando. Porque tenemos una especie de fanatismo hacia la cocina. Bueno, no sé. Yo creo que también es otra de las cosas por las cuales yo lo llevo tan adentro, tan en el corazón, ¿no? O en el alma. Pero sí es indudable que el ser vasco para mí es muy importante.
to go, no?
If I'm lost, I'm only lost for
this way.
2 minutes. I always find my way.
You find it.
Oh, here he is.
¿Qué tal?
Juan Marie Arzak has been, since I first met him, and his amazing and accomplished daughter Elena, my mentor and friend, steadfast and loyal in every way a person can be. Father and daughter are two of the greatest chefs in the world.
Bueno,
¿Qué tal? Bien. You are happy.
Very content. Yes, I love it here. Osasuna?
Osasuna.
These are what you call pintxos around here, not tapas. These incredible batteries of delicious, delicious things, generally located near one another so you can easily and very pleasurably go out for what's called a poteo, a bar crawl, grazing for the specialties of each place.
buenas. Pintxo. Aquí estamos.
Muy buenas.
I would like to start with a little bit of beer. What do you think?
Yeah.
Not too much because we are going to other place, Welcome.
Chin.
Gabriela?
Gabriella Ranelli has worked closely with both Arzaks for years and is considered a leading authority on the Basque culinary scene.
You have to move from place to place because the important thing is you have different atmospheres, you have different flavor profiles. People here really like the classics. You know, people go after exactly what they're looking for.
Fried quail egg, blood sausage, and peppers.
This is like a whole breakfast on a piece of bread.
Wait a minute, what's that?
Sea urchin, you want to try some?
Sea urchin with onion and kava.
You are good in eating pinchos, But it's so difficult to stop, no?
Yeah.
Walking anywhere in San Sebastián with Juan Marie Arzak is like walking through Chicago with Michael Jordan or Washington, D.C. with George Washington. He's the godfather, universally beloved and respected.
You're like Elvis.
Like
Elvis Presley, yes. Why do the Basque, unique among their neighbors, obsessively insist on such high-quality ingredients for everything?
Siempre, bueno, siempre las temporadas, la sesión, o sea, siempre el producto de aquí.
People have a passion for food here.
Why here?
No se sabe. I don't know.
It's always been this way.
Until about 80 years ago, there wasn't a lot of this stuff written down.
No había libros escritos en euskera, nada. Todo era de voz a oído.
Right in here.
Okay. Yeah, I figured we're not walking by here.
Ganbara, my favorite place. I come here every time like a heat-seeking missile.
This is where you'll find Juan Marie on every Sunday.
This is the first place anyone ever brought me in, San Sebastián, yes.
Iberico ham with mushrooms are amazing. Crab tartlets, extraordinary.
Oh, man.
But this, the house specialty, what they're most famous for is the be-all and end-all for me. Seared wild mushrooms and foie gras with a raw egg yolk gently draped over the top to sizzle and commingle with the hot fungi.
This plate, what can you do to make it better?
No, it's
Leave
impossible.
like that.
It's perfect. There's no improving this dish.
No. Now, nobody talks, only we eat.
Right, total silence.
Es que esta casa a mí me relaja. Y no solamente me relaja, sino es donde mejor estoy del mundo, en mi casa, que le llamo a esta mi casa, porque yo nací aquí. Yo soy la tercera generación de mi familia en esta casa, que la hizo mi abuelo. Y luego está mi hija, que es la cuarta generación. Y hay que darse cuenta que para mí estos muros son muy gordos, los de esta casa, muy gordos, muy gordos, muy gordos. Y además creo que los espíritus de la familia están ahí dentro y me transmiten tranquilidad, me transmiten estar bien, me transmiten, no sé, pues instintos. Yo me divierto muchísimo y para mí además la creatividad para mí es imprescindible para poder seguir adelante en mi vida, porque si tuviese que no tuviese el restaurante, no sé qué sería de mí.
How old is the restaurant?
Since 1897.
1897, starting with great-grandparents.
I feel at home at this table. It is not my first time here by a long shot. I am among friends who feel now like family.
Yo vivía aquí en una habitación que daba a un comedor y que, bueno, pues aquí, porque mi madre hacía muchos pequeños banquetes, todo muy popular, ¿eh? Porque mi padre se murió cuando yo tenía 8 años y soy hijo único. Fui muy mimado por todas las camareras. Entonces yo primero hice, bueno, ayudaba a mi madre y luego ya pues me hice un año de arquitectura en Madrid. Había un amigo allí que estaba en la escuela de hostelería y me dijo que era muy sencillo porque eran 3 años. Que los fines de semana podías ir a hacer extras de cocinero por ahí por el mundo, pues viendo. Empecé con Bocuse, Troagro, Chapelle.
So how many years in the restaurant business?
Ahora tienes 74, ¿no?
74, pues con 23 años ya me quedé aquí. Bueno, estuve con mi madre. Mi madre me dejó el restaurante en herencia porque era hijo único y además me dejó dinerito. Yo he tenido mucha suerte.
In 1976, 12 Basque chefs, under the influence of the recently emerged Nouvelle Cuisine movement in France, formed what later became known as the Gang of 12, committing themselves to both modernizing and protecting the culinary traditions of their culture. Juan Arzak was at the forefront of that effort. His daughter, Elena, continues to honor both that commitment and that responsibility. The food is innovative, wildly creative, forward-thinking, but always, always Basque. Marinated prawns on lemongrass and mint with beetroot and crunchy krill.
For us, it's the essence of the sea.
Oh, man.
Roast pigeon with mastic and potato.
And this pigeon is really very tender, you will see.
I love it.
Hay 2 cosas importantes en nuestra cocina. La materia prima, que siempre es local, y luego los ingredientes.
Grilled hake jowls with teff seeds and fresh almonds, served in a bamboo leaf.
La materia prima ya te digo que es de aquí, pero los ingredientes pueden ser de todo el mundo. Tienen que gustar a nuestra cultura.
Grilled monkfish with a pecan paste and hieroglyphics of pumpkin and sweet pea.
Was it always like this? I mean, his mother, his grandmother, was it always a menu that changed every day? What did you have to have on the menu?
Por la cocina tradicional.
Por ejemplo, ¿qué plato?
Gambas de Huelva, luego merluza al horno, luego tenía, luego dar solomillo o pollo. Porque lo bueno que tiene la cocina vasca, es que es muy general de gusto.
White tuna with green melon and a jackfruit sauce.
Yo tengo el paladar de la cocina de aquí. Con eso puedo hacer, pues no sé, puedo hacer todo lo moderno que quieras, creatividad, pero siempre con nuestro gusto. Entonces, porque hay que tener en cuenta, y ahora cuando hacemos los platos nuevos, que hacemos unos 50 al año, siempre tenemos que tener en cuenta ese paladar.
Squid with walnut ginger paste, psyllium sauce, and black tomato.
So you ever going to take off the chef jacket? What is his plan?
¿Qué es tu plan para más tarde?
Yo nada, yo San Sebastián.
I knew he was going to say this.
Y morirme en esta mesa.
He would like to die at this table.
I like.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Pronto no. No, hoy no.
Si yo es donde mejor estoy aquí, en el restaurante.
I first came here in, I think, 2001, 15 years ago. You know, my father died very young. But look, I'd like him to know that since the first time I came here, I feel like he's looked after me like a father. He's been a loyal and good friend and a supporter, and I want him to know I appreciate it.
Quiere que sepas que desde 2001, cuando vino la primera vez, tú le has cuidado como un padre.
Como si fuese su padre, yo. Como si yo fuese su padre.
I mean, he's only 14 years older than me, but
Solo le llevas 14 años, pero
No too much, eh?
no, gonna be my older brother.
el hermano mayor.
Yes, this.
Better.
It's better. I am the big brother.
Yes, big brother.
No, the father is okay.
But thank you
Thank you. Venga.
for everything.
Further out in Queens, the somewhat forlorn-looking but still beautiful Rockaways.
This is Rockaway Park. Further down, you can call it Far Rockaway. There's also Rockaway Beach. That's why they call it the Rockaways and not just Rockaway sometimes.
Right.
There's a lot of different parts to it.
Josmar Trujillo, a writer and local activist.
You from Queens originally?
I was raised in the city, but I lived in Queens for most of my adult life now.
And Rockaway now?
No, so I left here about a year after Hurricane Sandy because the way Sandy hit and the way it kind of, shook people out of where they were, you didn't want to put your family through that again, or the risk of that.
How bad did it get hit out here?
This was like something out of a movie.
Hurricane Sandy pounded the East Coast in 2012, and many communities suffered. But the Rockaways were hit with particular ferocity.
How was the response?
The response from everyday people was good. Like, one of the best things about what happened right afterwards was the way a lot of people came together who lived here, but also how a lot of people kind of came in, pitched in, brought food, brought generators. But, officially, with like the government, the semi-governmental groups, they dropped the ball.
What was the problem?
They weren't ready for it. The Rockaways, by design, has never been a place where there was a lot of good investment or infrastructure anyway, to begin with.
Why? Look, this is what you would call prime oceanfront property, not far from New York City. What's going on?
This was a place historically where the city, and Robert Moses in particular, really used as like a dumping ground for undesirable groups that the city didn't necessarily want to deal with.
Back in the day, the Rockaways were a summer destination for middle-class New Yorkers until better roads and an improved rail system lured them to the beaches of Long Island.
They threw a bunch of public housing projects in here. They sent a lot of the low-income people of the city out here. And it just wasn't a place that historically the city ever took seriously. Since then, we've also had a lot of working-class whites move into more kind of the western end. And so you've kind of seen in the Rockaways just kind of shape out along race and class lines. And the one dynamic that's changed after Sandy was you had a lot more like young urban professional types, like really coming out here. Maybe looking intentionally or not to like Brooklynify the Rockaways.
Right.
Or gentrify the Rockaways. Rockaways called like the Brooklyn Riviera or the Williamsburg Riviera.
Who gets the shaft in a situation like that?
If you're a person who's not a homeowner, if you're a person that's struggling to pay rent, the plans are generally, history has told us, gonna leave you behind. It's interesting because I don't think a lot of people thought that would happen here. When you're on Rockaway, you had this kind of sense of security that you kind of were out in this lazy beach town and like, I would love to come out here and walk on the beach and it'd be just me and maybe two other people for miles and miles, and that was great. Where you won't have that anymore, when there won't be a place in the city for you to be able to have that. Some people may be for it, and I think that might be short-sighted because I think that this might not necessarily involve the same people who are here.
It never does. What's a perfect day in the Rockaways?
Oh, perfect day? Obviously hit the beach, but you don't want to find a place where there's, no sand,
Right.
You want to find a place that's kind of off the beaten path, grab a bite to eat, you maybe, have a couple of drinks at night and watch the waves crash, and we're near the airports, you watch some of the planes fly over, and it's just, it's a different feel. You don't feel like you're in New York when you're out here. When I first came here, I was a city kid. I was used to living the hustle and bustle, the city that never sleeps. When I got here, there's like this tranquility, there's this feel that you're not in the city, and it's great because it makes you feel like you can sit back and be with your thoughts. You know, as a city kid, it gave me a lot of perspective. So anytime you can come out here and kind of be away from stuff and kind of be, you know, with the water and with your thoughts is a great thing.